Oh, now he's going for a Doomsday. It's me?
If we can take one thing away from reading the comments on my last video, it's that some people have a hard time accurately judging themselves, but have absolutely no issues judging other people. So I got to thinking, could I get people to analyze their own replays without knowing it? So I recruited 5 unsuspecting victims from my Discord. They were told they'd be analyzing gameplay of a player one rank below them who believes they deserve their rank. But it was them the whole time.
The whole time!
In order to convince them to upload to ballchasing.com, I told them their replay would be analyzed by someone one rank above them, as to not blow my cover. And to not be entirely obvious, I found replays a few weeks old, anonymized the Cars and Bacchus mod, and we were off to the races.
So the first thing I notice is he fails to go up for aerials at like the reaction time just looks slow. As he's like, you can see he's like looking at the ball and making the decision. He's just staying on the ground multiple times where he could have been up and beaten the opponent to the ball.
When it went up the wall here, you think he should have faked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like right there, he just gave away possession and the other team is just pushing him. He should stay back right here. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so there already it looks like he was going to get beat to the ball, so he should have probably rotated back. There wasn't really any benefit to him staying there. Yeah, same thing there. Just kind of a bad time to challenge.
A little over-eager, maybe?
Yeah.
I would have hit that with the front of my car more. That was a good hit. He's definitely got a pretty solid understanding of position for most players, I guess. He's going for that. His teammate is definitely not helping here.
Alright, not really anything I do different. Good job stealing the boost, and then just say, yep.
Stuff that you'd similarly do, you think?
Yeah, the only only difference I'd see so far, oh, okay, that's a game sense problem.
That is correct.
I'm watching now for another trend that I think I'm noticing, and I'm guilty of this exact same thing, but I'm also seeing a lot of drive directly to 100 boost pad when getting pads would be a better option to stay in the play. He's turned multiple times for corner boosts when there was 60, 72 boost and pads around him that he could have grabbed.
Okay, right there he should, instead of going forward, I feel like he should go back post instead. Since he had no boost.
Noticing some like rotational issues, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that looked like it was definitely not going in before. He could have gone into gold, knock it out, or just, rotated around to back post, try and clear it to the side. He is doing some decent boost pathing.
Definitely could have stayed up a little bit higher there, maybe. And then I think definitely it looks like he just needs practice with the accuracy, his shooting. That was good. That was good. Yeah, and just practicing there, could have gotten a better hit.
He sees that guy will end like behind the ball. So going for that boost, especially once you miss it, collect a couple pads, don't go for that boost right there. That's just awareness.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Alright, yeah, the only big difference I've noticed so far is kickoffs.
That was good reaction time on that aerial to get up for it. Obviously, it was a little off on the touch, but it was the better idea there. You're never going to improve your aerial consistency without getting up for them. Exactly like that. Like he missed, but he was up for it. Probably could have cleared that off the backboard from where he was.
Instead of going for a big boost, he should have picked up pads and been there for his teammate. And yeah, it's a goal.
Yeah, that was just a whiff. Yeah, so his last man back, he probably should have been a bit more spaced out from his teammate there. Wasn't really covering a whole lot of ground that wasn't already being covered. And not really his turn on the ball there.
Okay. So he has the ball on top of his car. He's just not reading his 50s very well. Alright, don't go for that. Unless it works. He's missing a lot of demos.
So far, what do you think maybe is keeping him in plat? Like, what have you noticed, like, within the
His
first minute?
mechanics are honestly decent. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but his rotations, they're pretty bad, not gonna lie.
Okay. So maybe more time in 3v3, like learning rotations, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then maybe a bit more boost management,
Okay.
like picking up pads every once in a while.
What do you think the biggest discrepancies are between maybe like what you see at your rank and this guy? Do you think it's more maybe mechanical mistakes, or do you think it's more decision making?
There's been a little bit of mechanical mistakes, but I still see that everywhere. He could take a little bit more time. A lot of these have been pretty open balls, and it seems like he's just trying to go fast for the sake of going fast, and then, getting some whiffs or just passing to the enemy. More intentional hits would help. And just a little bit of awareness. I haven't seen him really check behind his car or rotate the camera at all for positioning of everyone.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Good tips. Do you notice anything that maybe you do differently? Do you think maybe he's an average low gold, high silver, or do you think he's maybe a bit above average?
So far I'd say he's pretty average, yeah. Most of the stuff that like hasn't been good is just stuff that you need to practice. So like shooting and stuff, just accuracy. It's stuff that like I am still not having the best time with, but I have probably a few more hours and stuff. Honestly, his positioning and stuff, being aware of well, at least it seems like he's more aware of what his teammates doing, letting him do his own thing, kind of staying a little bit more back, playing the middleman, more of the mechanical stuff that he's needs to work on, which is honestly the more fun part of learning.
Feels like he doesn't read 50s very well, and he gets lost on like where the other car is, like that one kickoff goal.
Yeah, so just kind of like ignoring the opponent and going for boosts.
Yeah.
The bumper cars, it's really annoying me. Okay, right there, he should have just stayed in place instead of moving around the net and waited for a potential shot instead of going upside down inside the net.
Mechanics really aren't that bad, especially I'm seeing a lot of good recovery, half flips and wave dashes and flipping as opposed to boosting everywhere, but it really looks like he doesn't trust his teammates at all. Yeah, so there, his teammate was already kind of shadowing and trying to challenge. I would have just kept going further back in case they got it past him.
Alright, classic boost over ball there. Oh, so common in this rank. Could have maybe attacked a little bit sooner on that one.
Okay, that's a pretty standard play. Just me. No.
That was a close one.
I can't tell if he knows he's gonna lose those challenges, but instead of like just flying up for it, when he knows he's gonna lose, he should backflip and then half flip backwards. I feel like he's a pretty aggressive player, so I think that's honestly good. Like right there, instead of pushing up, he should have waited for his teammate to go and covered the back side of the net.
Oh, now he's going for a Doomsday. It's me?
Is that something you do too?
Yeah. Now that I'm looking at everything, moving his camera on kickoffs. Only big thing is that I don't think I forward flip in the kickoffs. I think I side flip. I don't know if I used to, but I think I side flip in the kickoffs.
Oh, you think this is you?
Oh, I did for a second. Because a lot of the stuff he's going for, that's all things I would go for in ones, especially in gold.
Final conclusion. Do you think, as of right now, this player deserves diamond? Do you think they deserve to grind through plat a little bit longer before they deserve diamond? Or what do you think?
Honestly, he just needs to put more time into rotations and not bumping into his teammates and letting them go and trusting them more. Other than that, make sure not to whiff the ball, but everybody does that, so just more consistency and then he'll get to diamond.
I didn't see a single wave dash in this entire replay. Wave dashes, while you have no boost, best way to improve speed around the field. The inconsistency on the aerials, which isn't necessarily something that's, you know, expected to be perfect at diamond, but is definitely something that always can be improved. And I would say that the speed on the challenges, like I said before.
Do you think they kind of have what it takes to move up to plat? Do you think like they're pretty close?
I don't think they're. The way you get to plat is by, you know, being smarter than your opponent. And it doesn't feel like he pays attention. There's a couple times they go for demos and they miss that. So I don't know. I feel like they're around gold level.
There's definitely some aspects that are very high silver, low gold, that are, you know, deserving of that rank. It's mechanics mostly. But I mean, game sense wise, that kind of thing, he's definitely on track to being higher ranked. So if he just puts in the time and stuff, then he could definitely climb the ranks a little bit more.
I think the mechanics are mostly fine. I mean, there's the whiffs and the bad touches, which are things that a lot of people around Diamond are working on. And same thing with the double commits and trusting your teammates.
What if I told you that this is your gameplay?
I would believe it. These are all things that I work on.
This is a little bit of an older replay to see if like maybe these are things you noticed back then that you did and maybe have worked on. So I got a question for you. Have you worked on your rotations, your decision making, double committing, and diving on challenges?
I was mostly running training backs and, you know, accuracy things, but then I'd notice in game it would be a lot better in 1v1s, and then I'd get into a team game with randoms and, you know, not trust anyone, not rotate properly. So I started watching more replays. It has definitely been something that I've worked on.
If that was my gameplay.
Yeah, it sure was your gameplay. And honestly, I'm surprised you didn't catch it because the anonymizer on Bacchus mod stopped working, and this is your card design.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Are you do you think you've improved on the things you talked about?
Yeah, actually, I think I've improved in rotations, honestly. Because I've been watching more YouTube videos about, like, on 3v3 and pros. There's really a difference between playing in the game and then just watching it.
What if I told you that this actually was your gameplay?
I'm not shocked. using the Fennec. That's a lot of stuff I went for in gold.
This was about a month and a half ago-ish.
So this was plat, actually. Yeah.
I guess you have gold
I'm a
decision
gold.
making according to yourself.
Yeah, I'm a gold.
It's alright, I'm a gold too.
If this was my own gameplay, I'd say probably. I would not be that surprised.
Fair enough.
I've also improved, I feel like, a lot in the past like few days. So
The things that you talked about, like the shooting consistency and stuff, do you think that's something that you've corrected since then, maybe?
I'd say a little bit, yeah. I'm
Cool.
still struggling with like hesitating and stuff because I'm not used to having like a good teammate, so I'm scared of overcommitting and losing.
What if I told you that this is your own gameplay?
Is it?
It is, sir.
I would not be surprised.
Did you notice any sort of trends? I noticed you said like I do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I noticed the decision making on the boost was something that's very similar to something I've noticed and tried to fix in my own gameplay. Definitely checks out. I do not appreciate the bamboozle, but I respect the bamboozle.
So since I kind of like told you that you're going to be getting a replay analyzed and you're not getting a replay analyzed, I'm going to do a replay analysis of everybody who's in the video.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
no
do
problem.
appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
When it's a person one rank above you, you know, I'm looking to take some tips and get fresh eyes, but you're not expecting like the same quality as if, you know, I'm going on Gamers Ready and hiring a coach. You know, you're the kind of person I would hire. So
Speaking of coaching, I now have a spot on Gamers Ready. If you're interested in booking a detailed coaching session with me, catered specially to you for maximum improvement. I've never been a mechanical player myself, but have reached Grand Champ in under 1,000 hours. I'd love to help you guys do the same. I will always suck at outros, so peace out, Patella gang.